Alright, blue collar hustlers, I recently got a contracted job at this one particular building. They hired me to come in and replace every light fixture that they got from the very top floor all the way down to the bottom and everywhere in between. So on this job, I'm going to be taking out these old 2x4 fluorescent light fixtures and replacing them with some brand new LED multi-volt light fixtures. And in the process, we're going to be using, abusing, and testing out a whole wide array of different tools right beside each other, one after the next. Now, if you're interested in that, enjoy this video and let's talk about some tools and do some repairs. Things first, went up there to State Electric. We said, listen, we're wanting to replace some 2x4 foot light fixtures. We're taking all those old fluorescent bulbs out. We want to get rid of the entire thing, put in some brand new LED lights. What do you recommend? And they said right here, Lithonia Lighting, Acuity brand. Cool thing about these are 5, 6, 4,000 lumens, whichever you want, 3,500 to 4,000 to 5,000K. Two different switches on this. You can go from bright white, off white, so on and so forth. And it's got a range of 120 to 277 volts of electricity, so you can wire them up two different ways. I've been showing you all, I've been taking on these contract jobs, ripping out the cabinets, the floors, the whole 9 yards. Got brand new LEDs in here, brand new LEDs over there. These apartments are looking great. Tell you what, for the light fixtures themselves, these are crazy how compact these things are. These are a box inside of a box. There's two different light fixtures in here inside of this one box. Right there, 2x4, 61 by 122 centimeters. Basically, the light fixtures that we're taking out is the size of two of these put together in the box. CPX LED, flat panel, low profile, Lithonia Lighting. Multi-volt technology. 4,000 to 6,000 lumens, 3 CCT, switchable and commutable. The great thing about these are this. If you own your own residence, you ain't got that much ceiling space, you're wanting to put in some kind of lighting like this, you could easily do that. A lot of people have to put in drop ceilings and everything else just to be able to put lighting like this in because it's usually big and bulk. With these, you ain't got to worry about it. If you have 6 inches of room, you got your wires and everything else you can get to, these are a piece of cake to hook up in most cases. Generally, in my situation, they want me to change this stuff with live voltage. If you know what you're doing, you're safe about it, you got the proper tools, adequate tools to do the job with, you can easily do it. Mind you, I am not a certified electrician, I'm a contractor. What I do. Here's what the back half of these light fixtures look like. Here's going to be your access panel. Cut open here, we'll flip it over. And right here is the front side. It basically looks like a piece of white board. You can't even tell that this is a lens. These are really nice or really well made light fixtures. Here's how thick they are. This is 1 7/8 of an inch thick. It's amazing. Here's your switches, 35, 4,000, 5,000, select CCT switch. Then over here you've got low, medium, and high. Set those to whichever one is going to suit your needs. Here's some of the old ones. Now we got about 8 of them per floor. We're going to work all the way down as far as the hallways go. Of course, there is more in the stairwells, community room, washroom, stuff like that, which we will get to. Now the tools I'm going to be using for this job I haven't actually reviewed yet, but I got a video on its way. Is going to be those tools right there. I would love to have a better quality name brand. I used to have the Channellock insulated that had the blue wraps around the bottom of the handles. I absolutely love those. Unfortunately, they got stolen whenever I got robbed Christmas of 2021, so it is what it is. I went and picked up these Quinns here. I am looking into Klein and Weehaw as well, maybe even Milwaukee, but like I said, my favorite set is Channellock. But these are rated. They'll do everything that I need them to do. You can see the emergency lights are on down there. Not here. Here's this one. Now we just gotta wire up our new one. I'll tell you one thing, this is a tool that every tradesman needs if you're dealing with electricity of any kind. Made in the USA by Channellock. This is their lock nut pliers. The basics right here on the back of the package. If you can find these things, pick some up. I picked up 2. As a matter of fact, I got a big Channellock tool haul coming up you're not going to want to miss. Let's get these things out of the package, put them to work. You can't see much up here because it's dark, but so I'll tell you everything you need to know. Yep, red hot. Of course, I could not record because I was dealing with live electricity. Didn't want no distractions, but I tell you what, them Quinn tools definitely work. High voltage insulated up to 1,000 volts of electricity, 1,500 DC. I put them straight on the live wire. Had no other choice. And all worked out for the better. Clearly see how much brighter it is. Property manager, they did not know where the actual circuit breaker or the hallway lights was, but whenever I got into these things, whoever installed these things in the past did a very terrible job doing so. You can see by this picture right here, you see that little black mark right there? It's from an arc flash, and you know why? Because they had the hot wire pinned in between the little plate that holds all the wires together. Just as soon as I reach up and touch the wire nut on this thing, it arced again, and that breaker got kicked. So afterwards, we did luckily find the breaker and which one went to the hall lights, and after this, it's going to be a piece of cake, baby. We're going to be able to do it safely. Luckily, when Tools was there, helped keep me from getting an electrifying experience. Afterwards, I decided it was time to test out the MATCO Pro brand, along with Ideal Electric's wire stripper / linesman plier. Mind you, there's many more tools I'm going to rotate in and out to see how well they perform one up against the other. I figure this is a good time to show you all what that blue collar hustle is all about. Going out here getting contracted work, getting gigs, making money. This is just going to be one floor. We've already got 2 installed. We got 5 more floors to go, plus the community rooms, washrooms, meter rooms, all that sort of stuff. Offices, bathrooms. Here's what the back of all these look like. This is what the front of it's going to look like. All the way down the hall right here. Go ahead and pull the bracket off each one of these. Yes, slide them out right there. I'm going to set all these to the middle because we don't want it entirely too bright. We want it to be right there in the middle. That way it's the best of both worlds. You got your off-whites, your bright, your super bright. And then, of course, your lumens are controlled with this switch right here. If you're going to be hooking up to 277 volt, right here you go, these 2 wires here. Now your traditional 120 is your black and your white. And then this one right here is your ground. I like to take these, twist them up. As you see, I removed that little bracket right here so I have more room for the actual wires that's going to be connected to it. I took the pink and purple one here and I spooled them around the wiring harness, looped them through the hole up top, run them back down through there. Right underneath there's where your board is, so you can take this thing like so, put it over here, feed it in that hole, and then you just start pushing it, feed it underneath here, all the room you need. You got room to work. Of course, you're going to have to put your connectors, lock nuts, things like that through these holes, whichever one you got to put them in, and then after you get them through there, you're going to take your ground, run it through that screw, and then you hook it to the existing ground, set it right in there, push it to one side, then the other, and put your screw back in. On top of getting paid to do jobs like this, all these lights are working. They're still fairly new. There's 1 or 2 tombstones that are a little bit cracked right there that might need to be replaced. But you factor in the overall cost of what you'll pay for those tombstones by themselves, that they got brand new fluorescent bulbs in all of them. I would say out of about 60 to 80 that's going to be in this one particular facility, there's probably about 8 different tombstones need to be replaced, so there's 8 different bulbs that would have to be added to it. Overall, if I was to sell each one of these in bulk at $10 a pop, and there's 80 of them, that's $800 in my pocket. Or at the very least, if there's 60 of them, that's $600 in my pocket. Take this Lithonia right here, take the ballast and look it up online, going for $25 all day long. Some of them are used for 20 bucks. I can sell those at $5 a pop, and I mean, I'm getting $300 for nothing. All they plan on doing with these is throwing them away. And if I wanted to, I could even take the ballast out by themselves and just get rid of all this other stuff. Right there, 10 bucks a pop, sell them online. It cuts everybody else in half that's selling them for 20, and I still get $600 without having to sell the entire light fixture. Now, the light fixtures themselves figure anywhere between $60 to $120, depending on the make, model, brand, all that sort of stuff. I sell them 10 bucks a piece, giving somebody a hell of a deal. That incentivizes people to want to buy this stuff. So I'm going to go around to other local contractors, businesses, supply stores, warehouses, you know, all that sort of stuff, and I'm going to tell them, hey, I got all these. Here's the value of all this stuff. Here's the rough estimate on it. Here's how many I'm going to have. What do you think you can get out of them? Because if you're willing to trade with me, I'll trade. I ain't even got to worry about cash. It's $600 in value, and I approach somebody and I say, you give me $300 in tools. I pick up some Channellock, Klein, something like that. Hey, it's a good deal all day long. Factor in what these sell for by themselves, just the lens itself. Factor in what this piece sells for. If I was to strip this thing down, I mean, I could sell them individually. I could sell all the individual tombstones along with the individual ballasts. That's to somebody who would pay $0.25 a piece for them. I mean, you can strip these things down and make a fortune. All because you took them out and they plan on throwing them in the trash anyway. I am a backwoods guy, which means we're going to conserve and utilize everything we can use and squeeze every nickel and penny we can squeeze out of them. But there's somebody out here, somebody's building a business, somebody's making a garage and they're wanting to put new lighting in their garage. They might be looking at LEDs. They might be looking at light fixtures like this. But you know what? My price point for each one of these are going to be cheaper than what you can get anything for brand new. That's going to incentivize someone to give me their money before they go spend it at a store using a perfectly good product. It's just good all the way around for everybody. That's what that blue collar hustle is about. Do whatever job you can do and squeeze whatever money you can squeeze out of it at a fair price and doing quality work. The biggest difference between being a hack and a professional is being educated enough to know what you're doing and actually doing quality work. That makes all the difference. Do it right the first time, not the 30th time. We've got all the old ones out on this floor. This is what it looks like. This is the exact same shot that we had earlier, all the way down the hallway. spectacular lights, and they're not on the brightest setting. These are both in the middle. So this is medium light, not the brightest, not the lowest. Whenever I started on this job, originally I was going to have to work with some live wires, which meant live electricity. I did not want to get an electrifying experience, so I pulled out my Quinn 3-piece plier set and I went to work. I did an original video on this 3-piece plier set from Quinn, which I have unfortunately not edited or uploaded yet. That video will be coming soon. Time I get that video out, maybe I'll be ready to do the after action performance review on this 3-piece set. Whenever I got awarded this contract to change all the light fixtures in the entire building, I figured this was prime time opportunity for me to be able to test out different tools on one project. Every floor and every light fixture that I've been changing, I am going to be testing out some different tools. I got a lot of different tools coming up for review. Some big tool hauls coming up that you're not going to want to miss. In my personal opinion, you can't just pull these tools out of the box and determine whether they're good or bad tools just by what they look like, just because you don't like the store that they come from. A lot of YouTubers out here who give Harbor Freight 10 kinds of hell because they say they're bad quality tools. They're not good. They're not as good as the tool trucks. I'm someone who still works in the automotive world. Not as much as I used to, but I still work in it. I also work doing industrial machine commercial equipment repairs, small engine repairs. I've been venturing off into other trades like this one right here, whether it's remodeling, electrical, plumbing. There's a lot of money out there to be had, people. That's what that blue collar hustle's all about. I don't want to be the guy on YouTube that's pulling stuff out of the box and telling you if it's good or bad just because I like or don't like the company. I want to be able to tell you real world reviews based off of real world performance. What you're going to get if you subscribe to this channel. Just as you can see here today, I used the 3-piece Quinn plier set. Done a really good job. I also, in rotation, use the MATCO Pro pliers. It's a tool review that's going to be coming up soon you're not going to want to miss. Along the way, I'm going to be using a variety of other tools doing these types of jobs. Afterwards, we'll do some side-by-side comparison videos. We'll talk about the pros, the cons, what's good or bad about these tools. Basically, that's why I like doing these day in the trade videos. Showing you all the variety of different stuff that I get myself into. That basically represents the average tradesman out here. It's all about going out here, doing a job, doing it well, collecting your pay, and going home to your family. I encourage people to get into the trades, but I also want to encourage people to spend their hard-earned money wisely and buy something good quality that works for them. Whether you're a plumber, an electrician, a carpenter, contractor, bricklayer, don't matter what it is, I want to encourage people to get into the trades, the proper tools that's adequate enough to complete their job. You can see while we've been talking, I've been posting pictures here on screen. That way you can see some of these tools in action. Like I said, there's going to be plenty more to come. I'm going to be taking on more jobs like this in the near future. Frankly, I make just as much money, if not more, in this type of work than what I do in the automotive world. Just stop at one thing. I like branching out and trying anything that I can get my hands on. You can see here's a side-by-side picture before and after between the old school fluorescent lights, brand new LED light fixtures. And mind you, this is not on the brightest setting. Big improvement to this building, big improvement to this facility. And videos like this, pictures like this, my resume to future clients that's watching these channels and these videos right now. Support the American tradesman, or if you're someone who appreciates a good, honest, real-world repair, pop the clutch on that subscribe button and follow all these social media platforms. But until next time, I thank each and every one of you for watching. Get out there and do that blue-collar hustle.